State of Washington is about to raise your taxes. Not on it, well, kind of on income, but they're going to raise your taxes. And I support it. Yes, I do. I support it. So it's going to make people mad. Don't care. I think it's a good thing. So let's dive into this. This is the Aging and Long-Term Support Administration Long-Term Services and Support Trust Act. And this is very, very interesting. I got a number of clients in Washington State, and I tell you, man, there's no state income tax in Washington. We know Washington has got a big blue area in Seattle, probably going up towards Bellevue and probably Bellingham, but the eastern part of the state certainly isn't. I'm not so sure about the areas along the coast there, but this is supposedly to help. Now, listen, man, I am the furthest thing from trusting the government. I really am. At the end of the day, man, we are part of a community where we help each other. I don't. This is why anarchy and libertarianism will never work, because everyone. Look, I love the individualism. I do, and when you're living as an individual in America, you can freaking get rich beyond your wildest means. It's freaking beyond your wildest dreams, I should say. It's fantastic. If you want to be rich, it's freaking great. There's no guarantee. It's awesome. At the end of the day, though, we still have a lot of people who are going to need assistance, and they don't have the money to do it on their own. No other way around that. And they're going to get it from the government. They're going to. By hell or high water, the government is going to provide assistance. And the government is us. It's a community. So stop this. Like, anytime they tax, they waste it. Yeah, I guarantee you waste it too. Well, that's my money. Well, I get that. It is your money for sure. But to throw little bones to help out some ladies and men who are widows and widowers who don't have the resources, it's not going to kill you. I'm sorry, it's not. And it's more of making sure that we remind ourselves of the hardworking Americans who, for some reason, don't have the resources for long-term care. That is a big expense that we're all going to have to contend with. And the idea, look, and I tell people all the time, I don't think you need a budget in your financial plan. I don't. The reason is for simple. Not many of us are going to spend significant money in there, but there are some. And is a huge concern for many Americans, healthcare and long-term care. It's all because the media has hyped this. I get it. We can argue about the media being evil. Look, man, it is what it is. Let's deal with the reality, not the way we want it. Anyway, we are part of a community. And we've been fortunate enough, and I'm not going to say we've been blessed, because I'm not sure being wealthy makes you blessed. I'll tell you that right now, given what I know about wealthy people in terms of, they get very Gollumish, precious. So I'm not so sure. And I see it myself too, like, oh man, I start making some money. I say, ooh, that looks pretty good. You know what I'm saying? I said, I got to watch that, man. I got to watch it, because that is living according to Satan's law on this earth. And I don't want to do that. At the end of the day, help out your fellow man, and you do it through a few extra dollars that you can throw in taxation. And I got no qualm with that. And you can unsubscribe if you're like, he's not a Republican, or I'm telling you, I've long since given up my Republican street cred. I'm a populist. That's what I am. I'm a populist. And populism says we can't just let people hang out while freaking people like Bill Gates are just giving money away to foreign nationals and foreign NGOs. It's nuts. Anyway, so here it is. Washington's aging population, age group likely to need care, 80 plus, growing much faster than those in prime caregiving years. All right, so here's the age group right here of the 80s. So we're growing, and here's the age group of the people 45 to 64, staying pretty flat. All right, 7 in 10 of us will need long-term care as we age. Families are becoming less able to meet the needs of older adults. The ratio of potential caregivers to older adults will decline from 7 to 1 to 3 to 1 in 2040. We're not having enough kids, man. It's just all there is to it. Long-term care is expensive, 33 to 66 annually for 20 to 40 hours a week of home care. And then if you're going to an annual facility, which the vast majority of us won't, but a lot of us could have some short-term long-term care needs. That's just a fact. Now, it's not going to bankrupt many of us, but it could bankrupt some. It really could. And we don't want that to be. I think about the veterans who freaking busted their butt, and then all of a sudden they're sitting there. You can't have this, man. Anyway, most seniors can't afford long-term care. $56,000 is the median income of Washington seniors. Half have no income, a pension income, or 401k. That's misleading, but I get what they're saying, because that doesn't mean they don't have bank accounts. It doesn't mean they don't have an IRA. It doesn't mean they don't have a 403B. I'm assuming 401k/403B, but I don't trust the government. So they say half have no 401k or pension income. So that's a little bit misleading and deliberately for sure. Without the trust, people must spend down their savings to qualify for Medicaid long-term services. And look, I got no qualm with that. No qualm with spending down your savings to qualify for Medicaid. I don't. Without the trust, Medicaid long-term support services spending could increase from 6% to 12% of the state budget. And see, that's what I have a problem with. It's going to increase our taxes at some point. Just what I said about New York, the second biggest line item in the state of New York's budget is long-term care services. Nothing comes close to it. You got education, number one. The number of kids going into schools is dropping like a brick in water. So it's only a matter of time for long-term care is a number one line item in state budgets because that's Medicaid long-term care. So the idea that you can just avoid this is coming, and I think to get a handle on this now with a little bit of taxes, because later on it's going to be worse. There's no getting around this, man. All right, so Clown Inslee signed a bill into law in 2019 called the LTSS Trust, Long-Term Services and Support, I think is what it's called. Working Washingtons begin paying premiums next year. Benefits begin for qualified beneficiaries. All right, so how much is the premium? A typical Washington earner makes $52,000 annually, will contribute 0.58% of wages, or $302 a year. Look, if you think that's it, you're a fool. It would be much more than that at some point, for sure. At some point, it's certainly going to be 1 to 2% of wages. You can see that a mile away. If you're self-employed, you can opt into the trust. All right. You can opt into the trust. So that is affordable insurance to protect us all against a risk when most of us face. We pay in while working and receive benefits while we need them. Contributions can only be used for trust benefits. All right. Now, to receive the benefit, you must have contributed. You must have contributed. It is not a welfare/transfer payment. To receive the benefit, you must have contributed. At least 10 years without a break of 5 or more years. 3 of the past 6 years and have a need for assistance with activities of daily living. The 6 activities of daily living. Transferring, pooping, feeding yourself, the whole thing. Each person is entitled to a lifetime benefit of $36,000 to pay for long-term services and support. That's not much because you just said it takes $33,000 annually for 20 to 40 hours a week of home care. Yes, but the issue is, my friends, the vast majority of us don't need it. The median cost was like 2016 was an EBRI, ran these numbers. My man, Sanjeet, what's his name over at, he's now with T. Rowe Price, I forgot. And I wrote about it in my book, You Can Retire on Social Security. The median out-of-pocket expenses for people who need long-term care is $25,000. Maybe it's $20,000. So I will even round up, say it's $30,000 today. The median out-of-pocket expenses for people who need long-term care. That's not the whole population. That's people need it. It's like $30,000. That's it. You can afford that by selling your home, for sure. If you don't have a home, well, you're going to have to afford it by spending down assets. Or we have this trust which you contributed to. $36,000. That will cover the median long-term care need for people who need long-term care. By reducing the burdens on the state's Medicaid system, the Long-Term Services and Supports Trust Act will save taxpayers $3.7 billion by 2052. 100%, because, Medicaid, they're going to go on Medicaid. We don't want them to go on Medicaid. Medicaid's dead. There is no money in Medicaid. It is dead to rights as we speak. There is no money, my friends. Professional in-home care, nursing home stays, and other long-term care. Adaptive equipment, assistance, technology, support for family members who are providing care, home-delivered meals, and rides to the doctor. I mean, look, yes, it will go up. I guarantee you that. But this is just it's a user fee, essentially. If you're self-employed, say, I want to have $36,000 at my ready just in case. It's not a transfer. It's not a welfare benefit. Welfare is for Medicaid, goes on welfare. This is for you to say, I do not want to go on Medicaid. $36,000 a year. Each person entitled to a lifetime benefit of $36,000 a year. Not a year. Each is entitled to a lifetime benefit of $36,000. I like it. I'm all for it. I'll put the link in the show notes. I would highly suggest you keep looking because your state's going to probably have the same thing. Medicaid is dead. There is no money there. Everyone says Social Security is going broke. No, it's not going broke. Medicaid is already broke. Medicare is next. So if you're worried about Social Security, you better be looking at Medicare and Medicaid because those things are dead. And there are going to be taxes to clean them up. I'm just telling you right now. So be prepared. So I like this. So good job, Governor Inslee. I support it. I will see you.